19th, we had just 5:30 a.m. news. This is the one that had absorption at yesterday's low and pre-market low. Oh, shit. And I think in this one, the reason why yesterday's low and pre-market low were so important was because it was the bottom of this area that kept getting tapped multiple times. So on Thursday, it tapped it aggressively and got bought up. Monday morning, pre-market, it tapped it multiple times, chopped inside it multiple times. Then in pre-market Tuesday, it broke under it slightly, got bought up. So this became a level that buyers kept holding price. It wasn't a demand zone or a key level for me. One thing I will note uh, when yesterday's low and pre-market low are this close, it has some kind of support at it. Like if it's just pre-market low by itself, it's not as important. But when it's together, I've noticed that there's some, yeah. I still won't be using it as a key level, but yeah. But I want to see like in the future if I see yesterday's low and pre-market low together, or even yesterday's high and pre-market high, I'm gonna keep zooming out like this to see like why it could be important. Because even to the downside, once it broke here, this is where Carmine and Desi trades took the short. They let it drop and then it popped back up and they took it short here.
On the retest, that's exactly what I was saying.
On the retest.
I can see the visual there now. It got back under the green box. And then even yesterday's low was more confirmation. They probably saw something.
Yeah, it was the lows that comes up.
Yeah, look at how many. This is when I say zoom out. This is what I mean. Like zoom out on the TOS, and look at how many times it tapped.
I thought you meant just
So that already is a sign that this level has some kind of importance to it.
Yeah.
And then the fact that there's no levels in between here all the way to the daily, that is what helped Carmine see that this is a potential opportunity to take this short with a large move.
Dude, I'm starting to trying to see those too.
Yeah, me too.
Because like you can see them, but it's scary.
And then even if you zoom out further, you can see it was previous resistance over here.
Yeah.
So this had strong reasons to be a key level.
So since that was a key level, sellers were strong enough to break through, which means that sellers appeared and sellers wanted lower. So that's when you wait for the retest because you know it's gonna resist it and then drop further down.
Yep. And even then, there was an opportunity to take a long on absorption before it completely sold off, which is a trade that guy Matt took. I guess this is the cleanest one I have. So we're 5 minutes into the open. If I zoom out, I've been doing this a lot too. I note how CVD is acting in pre-market and going into the open. So for this day, CVD is trying to go from green to red, and then CVD went red into the open. So it went from green to red in pre-market, and then in the open, it looks CVD isn't the same as when I opened the market this day. I don't know why when I replay, CVD looks different, but I've just been taking into consideration like the long when I open bookmap, just what is CVD doing? What is CVD telling me? Are buyers are is CVD in the green and are buyers in control? Or is CVD struggling between going green and red? Who's gonna take over control at the open? So here, it was battling between green and red in pre-market, and then at the open, it just went aggressively red. Oh, I didn't mark. 64.57.
This is the trade that guy mastered.
This is the trade I was watching. It's absorption, but because it wasn't a demand zone, I didn't take it. Pre-market low.
I've noticed that limit orders haven't been like doing the correct shit. They like don't appear when I need them to appear.
But that might be like a sign to understand the last couple of days of the week, right? Like there might be a reason for that because it had crazy rallies and drops.
Yeah, it was definitely challenging last week.
If it's around news, liquidity is gonna clear up. Like, uh, they're gonna clear their orders because they don't want to get caught in like those volatile swings. So they'll just clear their orders.
Did you say
That's
that?
what happened when Powell started speaking, or some news came out and it cleared up, and I didn't take it because the limit orders disappeared.
Did you say that there was an FOMC this week, but like late in the afternoon?
It was FOMC minutes. It's different than the FOMC meeting.
Oh, okay.
Oh, two things. What am I looking at? Okay, so aggressive selling is hitting demand here. 32. CVD is now starting to stall here. Some buying stepping in. Look at how aggressive the buying is compared to. Oh, it's gonna. So, like I've said before, this is what I'm talking about, Eloy, where you want to see that aggressive selling hitting your key level, in this case, support. And you could see it by the aggressive selling volume here. Like, okay, sellers are trying to push this lower. We have limit orders holding price. Damn, that's a lot of them. God damn. We have limit orders holding price. Obviously, it could go deeper into the limit orders. It could even hit the 50s, but you want to see the reaction here now. So, aggressive selling hit support. Now we're waiting to see the buyers show us that they're present here. Say this is a demand zone, but it's not. It's a yesterday's low, pre-market low, but I'm going to pretend it's a demand zone. And now I'm waiting for buyers to show me that they want to push this higher. CVD stalling, so that's a good sign. Buying is stepping in here. Now, if it pulls back into yesterday's low, pre-market low again, I would want to take this and hold, and buyers shift in again. Because buyers are showing me their presence here. And every time buyers presented themselves, the buying got stronger. Here, selling's trying to push aggressively. You can see this volume bar. So if I see a shift in buying coming in again, I would have to try this. Look at CBD kind of starting to make a trend upward, not fully yet, but I kind of have to be in it already. Look at CBD though. Look at how it's curling. While the buying volume, both of them together, showing me signs of buyers. And I think it just takes off from here now.
This is usually where I'm starting to be like, all right, where's my entry at?
See that's where you end up getting tricked
Yeah.
because now you have to worry about where are these sellers gonna stop dropping and start moving back up. So if you get in over here and sellers aren't done going a little lower, you're probably gonna get stopped. Whereas if over here, like you don't really have to worry about it that much because you're getting in at that beginning of the curl and as that aggressive buying is coming. So, like I said, you want to see those aggressive sellers step in, show their presence, which is shown by this aggressive selling here, and then let it do its thing. Let it try to push down, let it pop up, but you want to start paying attention to our buyers stepping in. So boom, here's one set of buyers, here's another set of buyers, and every time it's getting higher and higher. So now it gets above our key level here, 64.57, 64.56. And then on this pullback, as soon as buyers start getting in, look at how CBD just curls as the buying comes in. The only hard part is that like it's not always gonna be the same way buyers present themselves. Like to this time it did show up like this where buyers got stronger each time. Another time it might be like aggressive push and then it pulls back and then it takes off. It just occurs in different ways. But as long as you see that aggressive push into your key level, you want to pay attention to what is CBD stalling and are buyers showing their presence. Once you see that they're showing their presence, now start to wait for another pullback and then let that shift come in. And make sure CBD curls with the direction you're trying to go in. At least trends in that direction. But did you see how when this buying came in, the CBD like aggressively curled
Yeah.
compared to over here where it was just stalling every time?
Yeah.
That's key to the entry.
It's those little nuances you want to pay attention to.
Yeah.
It's all the details.
I wanted to correct you. I do not chart doji candles. I happened to chart that one time because there was like no supply or resistance for a long time, and I was like forcing something.
Uh,
And it happened to work, but I wasn't like, and even though I charted it, I didn't write that down as my key zone. Like I was just more like, the nearest resistance is too far away, so let me see if this works as anything.
uh, your nearest resistance doesn't have to be a supply zone. It could be just a random resistance line.
And
Always look at the always do you like pay attention to where the consolidations are in long term and short term to gauge like where you want price to go based off those levels, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, I could show you on the 20th. There was a level I was watching and I marked it based off a structure, and it was exactly where the market sold off. It wasn't a supply zone, it wasn't anything. It was just based off a structure. Just how
yeah,
this yesterday's low, pre-market low ended up working. But this kind of shows us a key level because of yesterday's low, pre-market low. Whereas on the 20th, there was no level to mark other than just structure that was occurring. I'll show you
yeah,
right now.
I go by
But
structure all the time, and it's like if your key zones align with structure, that's a strong zone right there.
yeah. For sure. Just like this one. We
Yeah,
have
just like
say
that.
say in the morning you woke up and you have yesterday's low, pre-market low there, and you're just like, why is that there? Like what's the significance of that? All you gotta do is zoom out. What the fuck? Zoom out and you could count count to yourself how many times it got tapped. One, two, three, and then over here 4, 5. That already alone is enough taps to for me to be like, okay, something's there that I need to pay attention to.
And look at the last time you retested, it dropped so far down.
Oh yeah, right here, yeah. Yeah,
Crazy.
this for sure. You know how with supply zones or demand zones we're like, oh, if the move after it takes off is super strong like this. Same thing with support or resistance. Like if it tapped it and then it aggressively moved away from it, there's some significance to it.
Yeah, for sure.
That was the only move I had here on this one. Do you guys want to see the retest? The short?
Yeah.
Do I have it? I hope I do. Even up here, I think.
We should chart ES for Friday and show like how structure would play into the levels.
Okay.
If you got time, I'm down to see that. Eric, you gotta leave at 9:45 or be there at 9:45.
No, I gotta leave at 9. Oh no, I just gotta get ready at 9:45. The baptism's at 11.
Okay.
What does it have to be?
Even over here, to be honest, there is some absorption that occurred, but it wasn't a key level. But look at how it aggressively pops up into these limit orders, taps it again, some selling, taps it again, some selling comes in. It's aggressive over here. I think it pops. It's not as clean as I'd like it. But this is like a E type absorption occurring. Come on. Okay, so here's the so CVD is already downtrending. Get this aggressive selling here with the CVD falling super strong. That's a good sign that sellers are really here. But now we have these limit orders, so you want to be cautious. What time was that? Stop that. Sorry. Oh, come on. So it was right at about 7:50, 58. Oh no, 7:55.
Are you recording this?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it sells off, slightly breaks under, consolidates a bit, and then some more aggressive selling steps in. Now you want to see that retest pop into the yesterday's high low. Some people would use this as a break and retest, but I would want this stronger break to occur personally. Here's the pop. to the retest. No limit orders sucks.
I know.
There's the pop into it. Looking at the candle chart, it slightly pops above yesterday's low. Your CBD is not making a higher high compared to where it was previously. And see how here there's a difference between how we watch absorption and how we watch a break and retest. Because in a break and retest, the limit orders aren't really as obvious. Selling still isn't fully strong yet. But the move may have already started. This is why I don't like break and retests. Like they work, but I'm not as good as catching when that move is happening.
Yeah.
Because the selling isn't showing me the same kind of strength that absorption selling would show me. And then these limit orders down here would scare me. But there it is. There's the selling. Well, look at how far you are away once the selling steps in from the retest.
Mhm.
7 points almost. Yeah, this shit takes off. But to be honest, this is kind of a LVN here. This is a LVN. Right
Yeah.
at the today's high low. So that I mean it's a completely different setup than absorption, to be honest. But it is a setup. Look at that
Yeah.
LVN. Perfect. With the yesterday's high low, pre-market low.
But there's
So
Yeah.
like a snowman of
that
LVNs right there.
what? Oh, um yeah, that's a it's definitely a setup that I eventually want to master, but as selling that comes in, it's not as clear as on an absorption. Let me go to the 20th. We got like do I not have it? No. I thought I had it zoomed out. Ah, that's whack. I don't have a zoomed out version. Ah, that sucks. I'll just open it here. Where's my? Oh, here it is. Okay. The 20th was Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what's going on? So I had this level. This isn't the chart. This is the chart here. This is my thinkorswim from right now. But come on, why is this shit acting? So this is art for Wednesday, the 20th. I had this level 620 marked as just like something that caught my attention because if you look here, Wednesday, the 20th, the market has been selling off all the past few days. And then when we got here, it was popping off of a. I wish I had the zoomed out version. So we have this 4 hour demand here, and if I'm not mistaken, it had bounced off of it in pre-market, and I was like, if it breaks above pre-market high, then it could keep going to the 2 hour supply. But if it doesn't, 64.29 could be a level where rejection occurs because if you look here, it multiple times in the past it rejected here. So here it rejected, and pre-market is slightly rejected. Over here is slightly rejected, and I was just like, maybe there's something there for some reason. And sure enough, right at the top of 64.29, it ended up rejecting. So just looking at structure, it it had some significance, but it wasn't something I was really take a trade off of. I was just like, let me just write it just to know that there may have been something there. And then what I also find interesting is that right at this level, there is a gap up over here. So there was something here occurring that made it a strong level that price liked to stay under for some reason. And the fact that a gap up occurred right at that price was also another reason I found this intriguing. Um, but market ended up selling off crazy off of there.
That'll be like Gabe when you were saying I'll chart zones that already got broken through or are old. Like those are the type of zones I'll chart too. It's not necessarily that I just kept it just in case. It's more like, well, it seems like it's in an important area, so let me keep it somehow. But I don't know how to use them. It's just more of like I just keep a charted on there.
That's a tough. That's a
Yeah.
tough one because it's like it's not a level that I'm gonna be watching absorption at. I'm just like, okay, maybe in the future I can use it to my benefit, but I wouldn't really recommend it like that. I don't even know
Or
why I
change it,
brought it up.
or at least change the zone.
I think we just chart differently, but I do different colorations to know like, well, this isn't a supply or demand, but I'll have like some sort of color for it to stand out, a different color, and then I'll write in the line what I know this to be. Like, oh, this was tested multiple times or something like that.
But you could be causing yourself confusion like that.
It's causing
That's
me
why.
confusion, honestly, just hearing it.
Why you confusing game,
That's why
Eric?
I don't mark previous supplier demands because one, my chart looks cleaner, and there's no emotional want to take a trade in that area because if I mark a zone and I see it struggling at that level, my emotions may want to take a trade there just because I see the price doing what I think I want it to do. Rather than if I just keep my strong, new, fresh zones, my probabilities are way higher just focusing on those areas. But this day was a I was trying to catch a falling knife the whole morning. But as you can see here, when it hit 4 hour demand, nothing really stood out to me that was making it hold or showing me that that level was holding. That was 6409. So here it's coming down into my demand zone. Just pure aggressive selling, CVD trending downward. So here, you know how I say I want that aggressive selling to come into my zone? So here we have aggressive selling. But like I said, I need to see that CVD is stalling because it's at a demand zone. And I need to see that first sign of buyers showing their presence. The whole time in 4 hour demand, they never really showed their presence. So I never really had an opportunity to even think of getting long inside here. Just selling off the whole time. $63.85 was now my 2 hour demand zone. Some limit orders stacked up there. Here's where I did get emotional. I got that. What time did I get in? At 7 was my first trade. So I got that aggressive selling coming into my zone here. Aggressive selling. Buyers showing their presence slightly. Market pulls back into my level. CBD is just stalling. As soon as I seen a pop, I just entered. Right here, I got in. But see how CBD just stalling, buying volume, barely anything. Nothing that's really telling me to get in. I just seen a pop because I got my first sign, the aggressive selling. I got my second sign, uh, presence of buyers. But my entry was bad because in the present moment, CBD wasn't curling up, nor was buying volume stepping in. I just these other signs made me feel like, oh, this is the buying that I want. I got in and it did not work. So if I'm just looking at the way prices pushing up here, that made me emotional and I wasn't paying attention to the Valium and the CBD. So I definitely label this a emotional trade.
For emotional.
And then I took another trade at 707. This was a F trade. I was completely forced. That last one, at least there was some signs of something that I want to see in my setup. Just my entry didn't have its signs. So then 707, I might have gone to, oh, here. Yeah, 707.55. So again, that aggressive selling steps in at my zone. Limit orders here. I got in right here. Again, just the pop of buyers stepping in. But see, this time there was a pop here on buying volume, but CVD wasn't aligning with, I mean, yeah, it was stalling, but it wasn't aligning, giving me that aggressive curl. Also, the buying volume wasn't as strong or stronger than the selling volume that occurred. Plus, I was trying to catch a falling knife.
Rookie mistake.
Definitely. And I instantly got stopped out.
I did that shit all last 2 weeks ago.
And Eloy, see how like if I just simply focus on, okay, I got my first sign of aggressive selling. Obviously, this isn't as aggressive as I would like because this is the kind of aggression I would want to see. But if I would just focus on these two things, CVD and volume, at my level, I can avoid making dumb mistakes. But my emotions were in these trades. But now I have my aggressive selling at my zone again. Very aggressive. Now if it stalls, this is a good sign.
Limit orders.
But I still need to see volume and CBD move with the direction I want to go. My next trade was at 717.
How many trades did you do today? That day?
3.
Scará.
Better than 9.
Dang.
So I fast forward a bit. So boom, we got aggressive selling here, right at this limit order. It stalls, CVD stalling. We get another aggressive push of sellers here, right at the same area. So this is a sign to me that sellers are trying and they're struggling at my demand zone. I also had, where is it? I also had, oh, I didn't take a screenshot of it. NQ was at this demand zone, but I don't have a screenshot. I thought I did. Some more aggressive selling here. And look at the buying value now. I got in here.
Yeah, CBD looks flatter than ever.
This time, but it is, last time it was just flat like this. This time I am seeing a curl. Plus my stronger confirmation was that NQ was at that 4-hour demand zone. Whereas when I was trying those other trades, NQ was in no man's land. It was just falling into the 4-hour demand zone. But I didn't label this a A+ setup because I was trying to catch a falling knife. I labeled it a B.
You exited just the right time.
Yeah, right at the top of the 2-hour. Demand at 63.85. That thing just popped. But I mean, looking at it here, to be honest, it doesn't look the same. Oh shit, what happened to everything? Oh, come on. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. There it is. Oh, look at how much more obvious it is here. I don't know why on the replay it doesn't look as obvious.
Look like an Eloy trade, if you
Oh,
ask me.
maybe because I wasn't zoomed in the same way. Okay, here, this was my zoom. So the buying, the aggressive selling, the buying got popped aggressively here, then another buying, and then I entered on this buying. But yeah, it's not A plus to me. It was
So
absorption, but just
you entered on the
part of
buy.
me even think what?
I was gonna say you entered on that buy volume, but the pullback wouldn't have been a good, even though it pulled back and like lowers your risk, but it wouldn't have been a good entry according to the volume. But you were already
If I would have
convinced.
waited, I probably, because the buying volume doesn't get strong like that, I may have just skipped on it, to be honest.
See,
It was the buying volume and the fact that NQ was at 4 hour demand, and I seen the CVD trending differently than it was prior, my prior entries, that I just tried it. But definitely the spike in volume is what was like one of the stronger reasons why I entered. But yeah, I could have waited for a pullback again.
but it might have
Like
unconvinced you, right?
yeah,
Okay.
because also there wasn't limit orders that appeared down here. And then 21st,
Yeah, like 5, 6 minutes.
I'm good. You want to go over the 21st or go over Friday's charting?
Doesn't matter. We don't have to do the chart. Just throwing it out there.
This honestly was probably the cleaner absorption setup I've seen all day. I mean, all week. Just that I didn't like that on this pop. Well, two things. I didn't like that on this pop, limit orders cleared up and there was none here. And also, news came out at 7 a.m. Existing home sales. So I didn't take it. But looking at the way it appeared, this setup was the cleanest one for absorption. And look at the kind of the rally we got off of it. That was 7. Yeah. Why? You could even consider this absorption not as clean, but aggressive selling stepping into demand. Then the first pop of buyers appears here, showing that buyers are have their presence. It pulls back one more time, and then the shift happens again. I didn't take it because it was the first 5 minutes, but we did get a 10-point move off of it from 86 to 98, 97, 11-point move.
Damn, your voice sounds like Owen trades right now.
Like what?
Owen trades, like he's monotone a little bit.
Oh,
It's like, so this morning I woke up and took this A plus setup, and let me explain how. But first,
again here, another absorption, aggressive selling into demand. Oh, I didn't move the box far down enough. Fuck book map, dude.
Dude,
Invented this.
that first large wick should have been a sign that to look for longs, man.
I'm not even gonna extend it. It's pissing me off. Super aggressive selling here into the bottom of my demand zone. Got that pop, and then no, this one's not as clean. I don't like the volume stepping in there. There was also PMI at 645. I hate these news moves because they're there, but news scares the shit out of me.
Dude, I almost took a short before that Powell rally. I swear to God. Yeah.
I had to move my car because the street sweeper was coming, and when I came, the candle had already taken off.
That shit was crazy.
So the move was around 7. We're at 654 right now. I hate seeing the box like this. I just want to fix. Oh, it was right there. Okay. So boom, we got that first aggressive selling here. Buyers showing their presence here on this action. Aggressive selling here. Oh, I'm going fast. That's what's happening. Does it pull back? It does, right? Oh, it doesn't. That was the pullback. So okay, if you're just looking at it, this is the aggressive selling you want to see into your demand. And then you get the buyers showing their presence here. And then when it pulled back here, I wanted to see limit orders appear, but there was nothing there. But the buying shift does start to occur, and when the buying shift occurs, look at how CVD starts to curl. If there was limit orders there, I probably would have entered even though we had the existing home sales, because to me existing home sales isn't like that crazy news type of move. But I mean it was this time because look at the rally we had off of it. If limit orders were there, I would have taken it. because it happens right exactly at where this aggressive selling is, 63.80. There's this little shit, bro. So here's that aggressive push down. And then you want to see the buying shift come in with CBD curling upward. Buying shift. You got to be in here. $83 with the stop under 78, but these limit orders would scare me too. Because that limit order was there, I couldn't try it. But I mean, what I want to see did occur. Look at CBD and Valink there.
I just feel like I missed so many moves last week.
Yeah. But to me, they weren't A plus. I just seen like B setups and lower.
Yeah, that's true. Confirmation from all there.
Hopefully next week is a little cleaner. I think in September we do have a real FOMC. So I'm sure that there's going to be a slow week in September at some point.
Well, hopefully next week's better.
Yeah. Just looking at, I mean, we're close to all-time highs again. So we could be breaking new highs.
That's why I wanted to go over the new charting to go over the market structure a little bit.
Why is my shit good?
It's already 9:48.
I know. They would be calling me though to go leave right now.
Just waiting. They know in session. Yeah, I guess the baby shower's off.